Sensitively, I mean about future calamity. I used to think the idea was obsolete until I heard the old man tapping his feet. What's up, James?
Hello, Nicholas.
You sound like you're on old-time radio.
Yeah, do I sound like I'm on old-time radio, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
Oh, the humanity.
Oh, it's all burning the bodies are all dead. Oh my God, oh, humanity. Oh, jeez, I'm Pete's. That's just the worst. Oh, fart nuggets.
Oh dear.
Oh,
hi, Nick.
Oh, hi, James. How's it going?
It is not going badly. It is a better day than my Monday was. Monday was very, very frustrating.
What happened?
My tire pretty much exploded. I mean, it didn't explode, but I was almost to work and I got into the parking lot and I was like, something is seriously wrong. And I got out and looked at the car and there was, to say there was no air in the tire doesn't really give you a good idea about what it was. It was just it was like somebody had stabbed the tire with a large.
It was utterly flat. Dude, that happened to me the week before last.
Utterly flat, utterly flat. Yeah.
I was driving on River Road and my truck, the tires are pretty stiff, because they're truck tires. And one of the back tires, I looked at my PSI and it was at 24, and it's supposed to be closer to 34. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. And I took a turn and I heard a noise behind me, but nothing slipped. I didn't feel anything slip or give or anything. And I look at the PSI again, and it was at 1. Ooh. And this is in 100 yards.
Yeah.
So yeah, had got to change that in a parking lot in the rain. And changing a truck tire involves lowering the spare from underneath the bed of the truck. And all sorts of interesting stuff. Lots of pieces and bars to insert into tiny holes to release shit and then crank it back. I was nuts. But the good thing was I had road hazard insurance on it. I bought it for $30, and so I got a whole new tire for free.
A whole new tire?
Whole new tire.
A whole fantastic point of view.
$300 saved.
Nice.
Yeah, it was excellent. Hey, James.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, James.
Nick.
James.
Nick.
Welcome to Dorque.
Welcome to Dorque.
I'm Nick Moore.
I'm James Brown.
I'm Nick Moore. You're listening to Dorque episode 197. Oh my God, the bicentennial approaches.
That's I don't know why that's not a French thing.
Speaking of some of the world's greatest duos, I just watched a trailer for Stan and Ollie. Were you aware this movie was getting made at all?
No.
It's about Stan,
Laurel, and Oliver Hardy.
Yeah, Laurel and Hardy, and it's okay. Steve Coogan is playing Stan Laurel.
Okay, I can see that.
And
he's a skinny guy.
Dadgummit, what's his name? The dude that was in Talladega Nights and
Will Ferrell?
No, the other one.
John C. Reilly?
John C. Reilly. He plays Ollie.
No.
And I know what you're thinking. He's not that big. He's in makeup. He looks fantastic.
Oh.
And he's got it. Dude, I posted the trailer on my Facebook page. Go watch it. They both have both the characters down perfect.
Nice.
It is amazing. John C. Reilly was doing all the little hands, the stuff with the tie and all that, but also being him out of character. And it's amazing. This looks like an amazing flick.
That sounds interesting. I do want to check that out.
Yeah, it wasn't anything that I knew was being made. I didn't know I'd be excited about it, but I saw it and I was like, "Oh my God, I really want to see this movie. This looks fantastic."
Well, cool.
So there's that.
There is that. That's fairly big news.
Yeah. Another fairly bullshit news for all of us out there that watch BattleBots.
Oh my God!
Saw the Rumble, the Last Chance Rumble last week.
Oh my God! Oh shit! fucking what?
Yeah, like he was. The last chance rumble they put is like 6 bots all in a pile. Everybody go, and it kind of comes down to last bot standing or to points. And this one really came down to one bot still moving around, and it was Duck.
Yeah, this is sturdy little fucking robot.
Yeah, and which is awesome. The whole crowd at the end of it was going duck, 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 duck. And then right at the end, King of the Assholes, Bombshell, moves a little bit.
Yeah.
And the judges unanimously give the decision to Bombshell.
Yeah. When they said unanimous, I was like, oh, yeah, Duck's got this one. And then they were like, Bombshell. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. Carol and I were angry.
You and I, and like when I watched it before you did, and I was like, I need you to watch this episode because I'm going to need your opinion. Because, fuck.
Yeah, and I watched, it's the last fight. So I'm watching every one. I'm like telling James after each one, I'm like, hey, I just watched this one. He goes, no, keep going. keep going. And I was like, I mean, I'm not seeing anything controversial. And then I get to the last one. I was like, you motherfuckers.
Seriously.
Yeah, it was bullshit.
And, I'm looking on Twitter as well. Like there's people saying like, can we start a petition to get Duck into BattleBot's Big Nut tourney? Hal Rucker drove the crap out of that Rumble. Dude hung with Tombstone. It was by far the toughest in that match,
Yeah, like the dude deserves to be in the finals. And nope. Captain Dillhole, who's going to fucking blow it. He's going to eat shit.
I mean, Bombshell. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, like, he irritates the shit out of me. And not just because he gets knocked around by, pretty much every other bot he's fought this year. But
yeah, and blows basic opportunities, makes poor choices. That was the thing. He like had that configuration with the wedge and the vertical spinner, going into the tournament last year, or last time, and he like beat Minotaur with that thing, and he beat somebody else with that thing, and then like when he gets to the fucking final, decides to go with a horizontal spinner because he's like, oh, it's made exactly like Tombstone, so it's gonna like when you have a modular bot. I understand you want to you have things designed for a specific reason, but you like, oh my god, fuck, and he got torn apart. He got torn apart. That's going to happen again.
Oh, and then like he's 0-4 this year?
Yeah, he's ate shit.
He's gotten knocked out of the ring on 2 occasions. I mean, Bronco was knocking everybody out of the ring, so that's not really a surprise. But like, fucking Bite Force knocked him out of the ring. Shit.
Yeah. So we had to get that shit off our chests.
Oh my god.
There was a blue cloud hanging above my house. Garbage.
Oh my god.
Speaking of garbage. So today I walked into the bathroom at Target, and the whole bathroom smelled like it had been assaulted. Like somebody had gone in there and that's not unusual for a grocery store bathroom. Like you don't go take a dump in a grocery store bathroom because you're like, I kind of have to poop. You're like, no, I'm in the grocery store and this isn't waiting until we get home. This is a business shit, and business will be done in that bathroom, and that is a business class bathroom. In other words, only business is done there.
Exactly.
Well, somebody had done their business, but they had shit their pants and had just thrown their shitty underwear into the
garbage.
Into the garbage. And the garbage can they've got in there right under the paper towels doesn't have like one of those little floppy things that like hides. Yeah, just an open box.
If people, listeners, if you can't see the look on my face, but it's probably the same one that you're making right now. Like, the face of disgust that you're like trying to like not make affect the way you speak. So I wanted to communicate that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And I'm not going to go into too much detail about the gray Hanes boxers full of shit that were sitting on top of the paper towels. I'll leave that to your mind. But yeah, they were decidedly befouled, and the whole bathroom was god awful. That was only the second awkward thing that happened to me in that bathroom today.
So that was the second, as in like numerically, there was something that came first, or that was the second most awkward thing?
I'm going to say both.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and say both, and I'll go ahead and explain what happened.
Please do.
I went into the bathroom. I peed, as one does, at the urinal because I'm a grown man, and then I went to the sink, and I turned the paper towel thing so the paper towels are ready for me to grasp. Because what's the point of turning the knob thing with clean hands and you're touching the dirty part? Like, whatever. So I'm washing my hands. I go to dry them. A gentleman walks into the bathroom, goes to the urinal. And I'm like, and I'm not watching him, but I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I see I come in, go to the urinal. All right. Grab the paper towel, dry my hands, turn off the water. Head comes back up. See, in the mirror, the gentleman has put both of his hands behind his back and has his hands clasped together as though he were at parade rest.
Okay.
Yeah. And I assume he was peeing with no hands. And like, this is just his thing. It would have been less weird if he'd walked in, James, and pulled his pants down to the knees. Like, I was just like, what the fuck is that? Like, it's not the craziest thing, but it's just enough to make you question the reality in which you live.
I mean, if it was one of those urinals that goes like, all the way down to the floor.
It did not.
That would be one thing.
No. Adult wall-mounted urinal.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was that. And again, I was like, I'm losing my mind. I'm crazy. That's not a thing that happens. It's like if you get on an elevator and like 3 Japanese businessmen come in and they all turn and face a different wall, and the elevator starts going down and you're just like, what? Like you just, like that. It's just the thing. It's got me off kilter anyway, because I spent all day yesterday and today listening to Laird Barron's latest collection of short stories, the Imago sequence, and all of his stuff. It's H.P. Lovecraft shit. It's just like about guys going crazy and the cosmic forces that are toying with them and shit. So I was already a little off, and there was one story about this dude, and the punchline is that he's like in Chinese hell, like one of the Chinese hells. Like there's lots and lots of Chinese hells.
Chinese have many hells, Jack.
Yeah, the DU, the other fucking crazy ass Chinese hells, or Naraka or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But that got me thinking. That and the fact that I've been watching The Good Place again, I've been on kind of like a hell mindset.
You've been kind of hell bent.
Yeah, like just thinking about the concept of hell, and so I spent a chunk of last night reading up on the Chinese hells, and man, let me tell you, they are way better at hell than we are. Like Christian hell, like your concept of hell of growing up. What is it, James?
It's fire, basically, right? You go downstairs and there's like fire, and maybe you have to like toil and work all the time. But it's basically like it's really hot.
Yeah.
Fire, lake of fire, maybe. I mean, growing up, and then like after I read the Inferno, and there's like specific punishments for specific kinds of sins. Like if you were
circles, as it were.
Yeah, circles, as it were. Like if you were a suicide, then you would turn into a tree, and you couldn't talk unless somebody like damaged you or cut you, and like until your damage was repaired, you would like basically bleed as you talked, and then like as soon as you were healing, then you couldn't talk anymore. And like as a tree, you couldn't also move anymore. So like in the people buried upside down with their feet sticking out, and if you were like a betrayer, then you were frozen like Judas and Brutus. Specific things like that. But like mostly it was just like, you're in the fiery pit, the lake of fire.
Yeah.
Your soul's going to burn in a lake of fire.
Yeah, we had a lot of talks about that growing up. In the church I grew up in, that was kind of their meat and bone, their meat and potatoes. Don't forget, you could go to hell and it sucks. And they try to get creative as a person who's read one book can get. So you go to hell and it's just like, if you've ever been burned, you know how much that hurts. Now imagine that, but like 10 times worse and over your entire body. And that is what you experience for eternity. And they all had the same analogy that they passed around about eternity. Like, so if you have like Mount Everest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then once a year, a bird comes and he sharpens his beak on the top of Mount Everest, right? And then he flies away. And then he comes back a year later and he does it again. By the time he has whittled the mountain flat, eternity will have only just begun.
Well, it's deep.
Yeah, that concept of forever is shit compared to the Narakas, the Buddhist hells, right? Like,
okay.
There are 8 cold Narakas and 8 hot Narakas. All right. So 8 levels of cold. Like, you know, the first
they do a lot with number 8, don't they? Eightfold path and all that.
Yeah, 8's their lucky number.
Right.
Like the first cold Naraka is called Arbuda, right?
Okay.
And that means a blister. And so it's like a big frozen plain that's everybody's naked, and you're born into it like totally alive. I mean, like totally full grown and naked, and it's just cold and snowing, and it's so cold that it raises blisters on you.
Okay. Right.
So you live in, and the Narakas aren't for like Chinese Buddhist hells. It's not forever. Like, you are there to pay a karmic debt, and once you have lived in this hell for long enough, then you move. You either move up to the next hell, or you are reborn in paradise or whatever. You know. So this is the first one. That's the first one, and the amount of time you spend in there, it's not forever, but it's the time it would take if you had a barrel full of sesame seeds and you took one out every 100 years.
Oh.
When it's empty, you're good. In case you're wondering how long that is, it's 2 times 10 to the 12th years.
Shit.
But it's not forever.
No. 2 times 10 to the 12th would be a trillion? 2 trillion? That's just 2 trillion years.
So
I say that like that's not thousands of times more than the age of the universe.
Now, saying that, that's the first hell. And the time for the next 7, each lifetime there is 20 times longer than the one before.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's like a Richter scale. It's like exponential.
Yeah, so the time you get to the last one, the Mahapadma, the Great Lotus, cold Naraka, it's so cold that your entire body cracks into pieces and the internal organs are exposed to the cold and crack. 2.56 times 10 to the 21st years long.
Wow. That's pretty close to the number of atoms that is in 22.3 liters of air.
Yeah, so there's that.
22.3. That's 22.1. God damn it. I can't remember what a mole of air is. I'm failing as a chemist. Which is why, I'm not a chemist. But anyway.
Yeah. The hot ones, it's the same thing where it's like hot and it sucks. Like you're except they're like you're also attacked by demons with weapons. And shit just gets worse and worse as you go along.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, yeah. The last one is just a big blazing oven that you live in. It just sucks.
Like, that's so poetic.
Yeah. But like the third one on the list is Samgata, the crushing Naraka. So it's hot, but you're also crushed between giant rocks that smash you into a bloody jelly.
Do you like heal, or do you just like remain
immediately after they like shit kills you, like you die from the suffering, right? But you immediately are born whole.
Yeah,
like it's constant. Like you do die, but you're like it's like dying in a video game. You're back, and just the suffering begins again. Because what would be the point if you just suffered at the same point? Like that's what I threw at my third youth minister about hell. I was like, okay, so it burns like that bad all the time. He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, well, eventually you're going to get used to it. That becomes your baseline. You know, especially if you're going to be there forever. Like, I would imagine you just get over it. At some point, we're just like, yeah, this is life, man. This sucks. But I don't know, maybe open a hot dog cart or something. Like, I got to keep myself busy. I'm going to be here for forever, right? And that's the beauty. Therein lies the beauty of the Chinese hells, because there's hope. There's a little bit of hope. It's gonna end.
That's the thing. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. It's like if you tell them it's infinity, it's like, oh well, you know, you don't have anything to look forward to. So
yeah, abandon hope, all ye who enter.
Exactly.
So yeah, how bad can it sting? It's just pain. But the Chinese hells, so they've got those 8. The Chinese take the 8 Buddhist hells, or the 8 cold and the 8 hot, and they are like, you know, the world has changed. So there's another 84,000 hells on top of that are all tailored for depending on what you need to get your shit kinked out. And they add shit like the hell of the mountain of knives. Like you're thrown off a cliff onto just a big pile of knives that you have to climb.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Or one where you're suspended by ropes around your, like hooked through your collarbones and just covered in maggots. Another one where you're thrown into a pit of filthy blood, like just diseased, god awful blood, and you drown on it until it's like exploding out all your orifices and shit. Just stuff like that. And they also take the point of adding, like, you know, the world has changed, so some things are, I'm sure, have updated. You know, like I'm sure there's one for, you know, guys that
steal internet.
Yeah. Like that kind of shit.
Like you're tattooed with circuit boards or something, or circuit boards fall on you.
I guess, or like you're forced to masturbate to internet porn all day, but it's just you fucking your mother. Like that's the porn.
Yeah.
And you got to keep beating off to that forever until your dick is like a bloody pulp, and then you die of blood loss and are born again. Now here's the thing, like if you got that, like there's some hells where like have you watched The Good Place?
I've seen a couple episodes.
Okay, you need to watch it. And it makes me not want to talk about it because like there's like they're in the good place, but you know there's a bad place, right?
Right.
And it's figured that like some people don't realize they're in the bad place.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, what's the point then? Why would you put someone in a hell? Like I've read stories where, you know, the punchline is they're in hell. Okay.
Yeah, like there's an episode of Twilight Zone that's like that.
Yeah. So let's take the Twilight Zone episode. What's the point? If you don't know you're in hell, you're just having a bad day.
Maybe that's the point. It depends. Like if you don't think you're being punished, like you don't have anybody to blame. You know? Like you're like, oh, this is just happening to me, and I'm like, you may feel sorry for yourself, you may feel down. But if you like, you know, you can be like rage at like God or the devil, whoever put you in this place is like, and that's like some kind of like relief for some people. But if they just think that they are having a bad day, or if they're like, you know, life is just shitty, then that is their lot. That's just where they are, and they don't feel any kind of justification or resentment or anything like that. They just are suffering.
But then how is it punishment though? Because you don't realize that you're being punished.
That's a good point, but I don't know.
You know, it's like, oh man, when I die and go to hell, it's got to be something like this. But like, you know, and like the devil's like, ha ha, you don't know that, you know, you are doing that. You're futilely attempting to make it in life, get that promotion or whatever, but it's all empty, and you're gonna die, and it'll start all over again. I'm the devil.
Well, I mean, I see that, but like eventually, if you plan to tell them, then you know, and then they can look back on all that and like feel utterly distraught about how their life has gone and that they were in hell the entire time, or how their life was gone. But that's
a 5-second
win for the devil. We're just like, ha, you were in hell. And they're like, no, it's all been hell. I just know this now. And then I guess I'm in hell. This is horrific. And it was like, and now it starts all over again. You're like, no. And then it starts over. And you totally don't realize. You live another lifetime. Like, even when I'm having like bad days, I'm still like, nah, at least I'm not in hell. You know, like, and the devil doesn't, you don't get that with that light, with that eternal torment, where you're just like, this sucks.
Nah.
But it's just, you're just like, Mondays forever. Mondays suck. Lost my job. My wife's cheating on me.
Friends are dicks. One of them stole my truck.
Yeah, someone stole my truck, and I'm like, I'm gonna go have a beer. Like, there's solace. Like, if unless you blow your brains out, right? We all have that thing where things suck, and you find solace in something where you get like a break. There's a surcease of the pain and suffering.
Right, like you whittle wood or something.
Yeah, like you take your mind off it. And hell, you wouldn't think would allow for that. So, like, people are like, hell is other people. That's fair. I mean, there's a whole play about it, but like,
just thank you, Sartre.
Yeah, thanks, dude. But like, also kind of not. Like, I can get along with anybody. You give me time, especially if we got eternity. If you got eternity to do that, blam. I'll make friends with anybody. Give me a week. We can handle this shit. I've shared offices with guys for years where I'm just like, okay, I could kill them, but then you make it work. If you're
an example for everyone.
I am not, sir. Okay, hold on.
Turn your key, sir. I was drinking.
Yeah.
And it made it feel good. Did you eat your pickle? You eating your pickle?
Everybody wants some, but I want some too. Everybody wants some. How about?
Oh, did you dribble?
Got my headphones back on. Yeah, I had a grip towel. My beverage is leaking. I'm trying a new Bloody Mary mix this week.
Oh, what's your usual mix?
Usually I go with Mr. and Mrs. T's.
Okay, what's your new one?
Mr. and Mrs. T Bloody Mary mix. A pitiful don't drink my Bloody Mary mix. Do you remember that commercial? It was.
I mean, I remember Mr. T doing a lot of shit, but
No. It was on Saturday Night Live. It was him, Mr. T, and then the chick playing Mrs. T was one of the little skinny white girls from the early '80s. I want to say, I can't remember her name, but she was like, she had a mohawk, like they put a mohawk wig on her. Like, and she looked like Mr. T, but she was a little skinny white girl. And so he's like, I'm Mr. T. This is Mr. Miss T Bloody Mary mix. And she pops up and she's like, shut up, old man. You better drink this Mr. T Bloody Mary mix. I'm pitiful. And she like pounds it, like gets it all over her face. She's like, I'm pitiful to drink Mr. T Bloody Mary mix. And Mr. T is losing his shit. He's trying to keep it together and be tough, but he is powerless in this insane shit.
Robin Duke?
That don't sound right.
Wow.
No, I think it was I don't remember.
Robin Duke is Mrs. T, and Mr. T is himself during the Mr. and Mrs. T Bloody Mary mix skit, October 2nd, 1982.
Robin Duke?
Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
No idea. Hold on. Was she one of like really short?
I mean, she was skinny.
No, I mean really short-lived. Saturday Night Live. Let's see, she 81 to 84.
Yeah, this would have been before I was watching Saturday Night Live, really.
Holy shit, Catherine O'Hara was in Saturday Night Live. She replaced Catherine O'Hara.
Oh.
Catherine O'Hara was on there, and she backed out after one of the writers yelled at the cast and crew for ruining the show during its 6th season. So, oh, that is her. I didn't know her name. I thought it was somebody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, she played Wendy Weiner. Her and Joe Piscopo were the whiners, and they would just
whiny. Joe Piscopo.
Yeah. She, she's also remembered for appearing with Mr. T as the equally bizarre Miss T in a faux commercial for the real-life product Mr. and Miss T's Bloody Mary Mix. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That makes me smile. But hell! Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, I think Christianity deserves a better hell. And that's the problem with the world today.
I mean, it has been updated since like the 1300s, so I'm sure somebody has. Actually, have we talked about the Sandman Slim novels? Well, those are mainly based on Milton, anyway.
Yeah, I listened to the first one.
Yeah,
not bad, but
yeah, I enjoyed the first one. The second and third one just were kind of getting, they were all right.
Same old.
Yeah, it was the same old. But then, like, I don't know, they're just kind of dark and weird.
Gotcha.
I wasn't as into them as the first one. The first one was like nice and fresh and like almost like stream of consciousness, like the way that was accounted for like pretty much every, there were no like gaps in what was going on. It's pretty intense.
Well, I like Clive Barker's Hell. It's the world of Pinhead.
Oh yeah.
It's interesting. Like as this concept of hell is just another like what's the word? Another dimension.
Yeah.
Where everybody's really into bondage.
Ultimate pain and ultimate pain and ultimate pleasure.
We have such wonders to show you. Yeah, I'm not into that argument of it. I'm a bit of a masochist. Like I don't mind a hot chick beating the shit out of me. Like on the back. I don't like spankings. That's stupid. Yeah. But like, yeah. I mean, I get it. Some guys are into it, but I would just feel silly. Like Carol was like, we had that conversation once where she's like, you want to try? You want me to spank you? And I was like, I have no interest in being spanked. I've absolutely no point. It's like feet for me. Like, again, I don't get the foot thing. I understand where it comes from. I understand some guys are really into it. Dave Chappelle did a whole thing about it in one of his latest stand-up specials where he's just like, I'm into feet, dude. Like, and he's like completely honest. He's like, I like, I'll fuck my wife's feet. I get her pedicures and shit, make it all nice. And I like fuck my wife's feet. And he, he kept making jokes about it. But he was being honest. He's like, that's my thing. I'm into feet, whatever. But like he made a joke about it, like his wife got all mad at him and she like, went to bed and like covered up and she like went to sleep. He's like, all right, you can hide yourself, but you left them feet out from under the covers. I'm gonna get them. Because he's a foot rapist. But like again, not my thing.
Yeah.
Not my thing. I understand chicks that are into it. Like it's kind of a submissive thing. And if you're like a really submissive male, I get the spanking thing, as well. It's like, I'm totally being dominated. But again, it just seems, it's like, you might as well be wearing a diaper, dude.
Some people do that.
Some people do. And they go on Jerry Springer.
Jerry. Yeah. How fucked up is that? I would hate to find out any like significant information about any of my loved ones, my romantic partner, my brother, sister, whatever, like on national television. Yeah, and there have been consequences for that. There was a dude who, I think it was Sally Jesse Raphael. I don't think it was Jerry Springer. I think it was like before that, where like his buddy came on and told him that he was gay, and that he was in love with him. Yeah, and he killed him. He killed him. It may have been Jerry Springer. Dude, I can't remember. For some reason, I'm thinking it wasn't. But like, that's what he blamed it on. He said he just sprung it on me, and like, when it came down to the trial, it turned out he kind of knew before, and like, it wasn't as. But he argued that he was embarrassed by it, and the dude had embarrassed him, and that's why he did it. But like, still, like, what the show is. Yeah. Like, I mean, and they're like, we want. Then they
the show said that they told, or he said that the show told him that they were bringing him on because somebody had a crush on him and they were going to tell him. That was all they said. And then it was his buddy. But again, dude, you just go, I'm not gay. I mean, I appreciate it. Like, I'm sorry I can't reciprocate that. You're a good friend. But like, I mean, I'm never gonna be gay, so I don't know what to tell you, dude.
You know, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's fair. But I mean, so not everybody's that advanced. There's like levels on the individual, what do you call it? The personal development chart. You know, people at one stage see the world in black and white. People at another stage see the world in like black and white and gray. Other people see the world in like shades, you know, all the entire spectrum, and they can see like different points of view and put themselves in other people's shoes. But like, if you're one of those, you know, dualism people, just like this is right, this is wrong, and you think somebody's done you wrong, and you're not mature enough to like deal with it in a mature way.
Oh, you're gay. I'm not. That's the end of that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I mean, obviously he could have like he could have been embarrassed and just like hid himself away and like, you know, run away from the world and like move to fucking Timbuktu. But it's never right to kill anybody.
Yeah.
Never right to murder anyone.
But I mean, for somebody, that's hell.
Yeah.
Is there all their friends coming out to him slowly, one at a time? Like, they just found out that everybody they thought was their friend just wanted to fuck them. Which I guess is what it's like for women.
A lot of women
with guy friends. Yeah. Like, I mean, I have a lot of female friends. And I'm happily married. I would never cheat on Carol. But like, as a dude, you're just like, okay, look, you're a female in my presence. Like, if we were on stuck in an elevator for a week, it might happen. If we were stuck in an elevator for 2 or 3 hours, it might happen. I mean, you never know. I'm not counting it out. Like, I guess that's the straight male mindset. The gay male mindset's like, I'm gonna fuck everything. I don't care. It, like, as explained to me by my gay friends, which don't have to do much explaining. It's like, you know, the male libido unchecked by the female brake system is just like, hey, what you gonna do? I don't know. Let's put loaded guns up each other's asses. Yeah, let's do it. And you know, as a dude, after you come, clarity washes over, and you're like, oh man, that was fucked up. But in the throes of like when you haven't come, your brain is completely shut off. You're just like, yeah, whatever. Like a chick could be like, yeah, like that's why skyscrapers get built. Just because, you know, some chick's like, you build big building, I'll have sex with you. And the guy's like, okay, yeah. And he builds a huge skyscraper, and he's like, see, I did it. And she's like, all right, I'll have sex with you. But you got to let me live in the top floor. Yeah, sure, that's great. And they have sex, and the guy's like, what did I do? Until the next time he wants to get laid.
Yeah.
And we have two guys. The guys are like, hey, we should try and fuck everybody around us. Yeah, let's do that. And then they're in a gay bar, and so all the other guys are just like, okay, sure, why not? You don't see that shit in a lesbian bar. Like, they're drinking. Seriously. They're having deep conversations. Gay bar, like, they've got topless dudes in, like, underwear serving drinks. Lesbian bar, it's just chicks back there. Sometimes they'll have a guy, but you better believe he's clothed. Got to get drinks. My God, it's a sanitary problem. Like, if you're shirtless and sweating, you're going to get sweat all over the drinks.
Exactly.
What the hell? And you better be washing your hands. Gay bar, forget it. Bathroom don't even have a door on it. Like, you go in, there's like 4 stalls and no doors on any of them because people are fucking in it. And it doesn't change anything because there's still going to be guys fucking in it. They're just like, no door. Well, we got 2 sides, 3 sides. Yeah, covered. We're good. Bam. Let's go fucking that stall. Nope, somebody's in there. Next one. Hey, you guys fucking? Yeah, we're fucking. Ah, we're going to go fuck too. That's great. It's so hot. You want to watch us fuck while y'all fuck? Yeah, let's do this. And then they finish. Everybody's like, well, thank God we're at a bar. Let's go get a drink. No, erase that. But yeah. Like, I've told Carol, I've been perfectly honest. Like, anything you're into, just be honest with me, and I'm down. I have no qualms about it. There's nothing. I am a dude. There's nothing you're gonna come at me with, where I'm gonna be like, Like the only line I have is the Devil's Three-Way. Like, no, thank you. Or like, you want to watch me blow a dude? Nope, not my thing. Like, it's not for me. Do you understand, woman? It's not my thing. I have a line there.
So your Devil's Three-Way is not even okay if you and the other guy don't make eye contact and don't touch each other.
Dude, I'm a real eye contact guy. Like when I talk to people, I try and make like direct eye contact over and over and over again. I can't maintain eye contact because that's weird. But like you're gonna look at the other dude, especially like when your dicks are out and they're like if you keep your head down the whole time, you're gonna see the other dick, and then you're gonna immediately both look up, and that makes it even worse. Like, oh, dicks, and then eye contact. You're like, oh shit. Well, I guess we might as well fuck.
Whoa.
That happened. I mean, we saw each other's dicks and then we made eye contact. I think technically we're dating. That's why there's partitions at urinals.
Usually,
like,
anyway.
Because, first off, I don't know. None of my gay friends, I'm not going to say for all of the homosexual men in the world, my friends, who are cultured individuals, certainly don't go a wheelie watching in the bathroom.
No, because that's weird.
Yeah, and I don't think it's like
I wouldn't watch a girl go to the bathroom either.
Yeah, like it's rude, right? And I'm not saying there aren't, like, but like my friends are like they don't go around dick trolling. They're like, ooh, maybe I can catch a peek. But that partition is there because there's some people that do. They want to be willy watchers. Also, there's that pervasive fear that maybe if you see it,
you'll turn gay.
You'll make eye contact immediately afterward and then be gay.
Yeah.
Which I think is how it happens. If you see a dick and then immediately make eye contact, that's it.
Yeah, I learned that's exactly what it is. I learned that in Sunday school.
Yeah. That's what Jesus said. And yea, if thou wouldst look upon a dick and then maketh eye contact with said dick holder, then thou art gay.
The bearer of the dick.
And are to be stoned.
So as soon as you get gay, you gotta get some weed, fuck the guy.
You get high and then you'll fuck. Just get it out of your system, man. Don't carry that around. Like, don't go getting married and having kids and trying to cover for it and then live your life in misery, because then you're like not making anybody happy. Your wife's going to be miserable. Your kids are going to be miserable. Nobody's going to understand why everybody's so tense. Like, just be you, man. Or maybe that's hell. Maybe hell. Maybe that's hell. It's like the guy is like he has to live a life where he's got to keep it in the closet his whole life. And there you are. And he's like, thinks nobody knows, but then he dies and the devil's like, it was hell. You could have just come out and it would have been fine, but it was all on you and you couldn't do it. So it's a hell of your own device. But I get credit because I put you there, but because I knew you'd feel that way. But you see, the irony is, it's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. The irony is that if you would have just said it, then you could have lived your whole life fine. But it's basically the life you lived on Earth, but like, God, this is fire! Fire! This is hell, and here's my hay fork. I'm gonna stab you.
Your hay fork?
My hay fork, yes. Trident. This is fire. You need Trident, not Neptune. God damn it! Fire!
Yeah, fire! Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I could take up a certain amount of fire. I mean, it's hot, but like if you really get burned, then it gets cold.
Like freezer burn.
Yeah. Well, no, like you feel cold, like you start shivering. That's what severe burns do to you. It like kills all your nerves off. And your body interprets it as like being freezing. But the reality is, all the skin is sloughed off of you.
Holy third degree, Batman.
Yeah, man, it sucks.
Yeah, I don't imagine it would feel good.
So what would your hell be like, James?
I don't know. I've often thought about if I lost a sense. I mean, which one would be more of a, which one would make me suffer more? because I enjoy music and all types of things like that, but I also enjoy watching things. So I think losing the ability to see or to hear and to hear would be like pretty much a very big punishment.
Yeah, but you'd get over it.
See, that would probably be it.
What?
Like not being able to get over it. Like if there was some kind of way that like, you know, like if I was like repeatedly blinded or repeatedly deafened or both. I don't know.
You don't think it'd involve any like
it's ironic,
pineapples
like
up your ass?
Circumstantial thing. Well, I mean, sure, put a pineapple in my ass, but like, you know.
Or irony. I guess you could do ironic shit.
Yeah, I put irony up my ass. That would hurt.
It's so sharp.
It's biting.
Sorry, I just ate a piece of pickle and had a stem on it. Oh. I'm okay.
I don't know. Like I can imagine like repeatedly losing everybody I care about.
But that's just life.
I know, but like sometimes you're the first to go, so you're not the one that gets to suffer.
So that's your heaven? It's dying?
My heaven or my hell?
No, your heaven.
My heaven? Oh, I thought you asked me what my hell was.
No, your heaven. You dying ahead of everybody else. That's your idea.
Oh,
your
my
ideal.
Yeah, it would have been, but I already missed the opportunity.
Yeah, but you have so many left. They could all be taken away from you, James. I don't know. I don't have a good answer either. I haven't really thought about it. But I was thinking about it. I was like, if you're suffering, like, but you don't know that it's punishment, then there's no, like, I was, that thought of like maybe Earth is hell. Maybe we're already in hell and we just don't know it.
Maybe.
So fuck what? I do a podcast every week with James. If this is hell, it ain't bad.
Yeah.
I'm making it work.
It'll be bad though.
I can still get a bacon cheeseburger. What?
It was if you like, every movie you go see like ends 20 minutes before the ending. Like you don't never get to see the ending of something. That would be like one aspect of it. Like that couldn't be like the only thing that would be wrong, but like if you just were able to like only see the first whatever minutes of a movie or a TV show or a book or like any kind of story that you were ever interested in, even like nonfiction stuff. Like you got to hear the news. It's like, oh, President Trump today declared war on,
It doesn't matter. It's one of them. Who fucking cares? He'll get around to everybody else eventually. Yeah, but can you go see the movies with your friends, or do you have to just watch them in a room by yourself?
Or I mean, no one would be able to tell you. Like maybe like that's that's part of it.
No, but like if that's it's that way for everybody, and you go see all these movies with your friends, and they don't see the end either. Well, then you have something to talk about over drinks. Like, how do you think it ended? Like, the people I know and the people I hang out with, that would suck. But the endings we could come up with would be way better than a lot of the shit that's out there.
Yeah, but when you're suffering with somebody, like they always say, like suffering shared is suffering halved, right? So if everybody's suffering the same way, then then people are hardly suffering at all. Oh, it's not really, you know what I'm saying. But what if you were the only one that never got to see it? Like you and your friends go to the movie, you sit down, and 20 minutes before it ends, like someone puts a sensory deprivation helmet over your head, like or like it automatically appears, and so like you try to like everybody else is able to see it, and you're the only one that doesn't, and no one's allowed to tell you how it ends.
Okay, so what if it's like you can masturbate all you want, right? While you're whatever you're watching or thinking about, whatever, that stays there. But right as you come, you think of your mother straddling you and going, "Oh yes, like right on top of you."
You have a thing about incest, don't you?
No, but I like dropping that shit because that's going to happen to everybody who just listened to this. That's the curse I give you. You can't not think about it. The next time you come, that thought's going to pop into your head of your mother. Like, again, I'm adopted, right?
I know you are.
I don't have any.
Every time you mention having sex with your mother, you're like, oh, by the way, I'm adopted. So whatever.
No, see, that's the shit though. Is like my whole life growing up, I got caught shit for it. You know, and people like make fun of me. It never bothered me. I was never like, oh, woe is me. I'll never. Again, this is my life. There's no comparison, so I don't care. But it's like being born blind. I don't.
Yeah, you
don't
like,
know what you're yeah, I don't. It's nothing to me. No comparison. But now, as an adult, I've learned to wield it. I've learned to wield it like a sharp sword on fire that screams, "Oh yes, James, give it to me," like that. You know, like I don't know what your mom sounds like. I'm sure that's not her voice at all.
Actually, when you said that, it sounded more like Sophia Loren, and I'm okay with that.
It's like right when you come, it's Sophia Loren on top of you, but with your mom's voice. Like,
I'll take it.
Yes, James, give it to me. I don't know your mom. I don't know how your mom talks.
I know.
Like when I met your dad, he was not at all the man I pictured, but as soon as I met him, I was like, that's totally James's dad. Like,
well, yeah, we fucking look alike.
Yeah. But he was just like you, though. Like, it was crazy. Like, he was kind of awkward and shy and, like, shook my hand, but, like, didn't really want to. But he was doing it to be polite. Like, he's like, I don't really know you. I'm sure we... Like, that's the vibe I got from him. He's like, I'm doing this to be polite because I'm dropping off my son. But, like, you know, I'm sure we get along great. But don't... Hi. Yes. I'll go do your radio show or whatever you're doing. Like, that's a total vibe that came off him. And I was just like, that's your dad. That's totally your dad. But yes, but I don't know what your mom's like. I've never seen pictures of you with her or anything. So, like, I don't know. But whatever, you know what she looks like. And you can imagine what her face would look like as it, like, loomed over you. And you filled her full of semen. Just gobbets of it. Pooling on. Oh, James, you're running down my leg.
Why is my mom Irish?
Again, I don't know what she sounds like. Oh, this is James's mother. Hi, Nick.
Not picturing Sophia Loren talking like that.
Dude, when I finally meet your mom, I'm going to go, oh, for some reason I thought you had an Irish accent, and no one's going to get it except you. And it's going to be inappropriate levels of laughter because you can't tell her. Like I'm sure I don't know what the relationship you have with your mom, but it doesn't seem to me like you and your mom have the relationship where you're like, yeah, this is the guy I co-host Dorque with, and he regularly makes me picture you orgasming on top of me. Right? So you're not going to have that conversation. You just can't explain it to her. And I think that's hilarious.
All right, everyone. That's our episode of Dorque.
Is it? I thought we had like 10 minutes left. Do you have to go?
No, I don't have to.
I really want you. And that's hell. You can't escape, James. You want to. And you know what? As soon as that barrel full of sesame seeds is empty, and the bitch of it is like, yeah, the bitch of it is like, you know, one day the guy's going to go, oh, we got one left. And you wait that year, and you're like, I'm free. And he goes, oh, no, I found two more right here at the bottom. Ah, geez, silly me. Hey, Hank, did you see did they get dropped back in last time? Were they stuck on your shirt sleeve from the other barrel? No idea. You might have gotten stuck to your shoe. Because here's one outside of it. I found one right outside the barrel. Hold on, dude. We're gonna work this out. No, I found one outside the barrel, and it may have gotten stuck to your shoe from before, and it just fell out here. We can't sure. Hey, Tommy, can you come look at this? Look, do you know where this? Yeah, hold on. They've got serial numbers on them. I think we can't. Oh shit, it's all rubbed off. I don't know. Look, let's just dump another handful of sesame seeds into the barrel, and we'll just go from there and count it out. Yeah, let's just do that. It's only like another 2,000 years. You can handle that, dude. At this point, that's nothing to you, right? Yeah, you're good. All right, so let's go one more time.
I'm sorry. Did you say something?
What? I apologize. Oh, James, I'm coming. I don't know what your mom sounds like. I can't.
Remember how Chef's parents sounded on South Park?
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Bullshit.
God damn it, monster.
I would love it if that was your parents, but I have a feeling, a very, very strong feeling that is not at all what your parents are like.
I guess we'll never know.
I don't know. You'll know tonight, right when you come.
How do you know I'm coming tonight?
You don't come every day? It's bad for your prostate, James. You have to knock one out every day.
Okay, I'll do it.
Or else you get prostate cancer.
Yeah.
And for all you listeners out there, and I know I have lady listeners too, but yeah, it's your mom's face too. Right when you come, it's your mom's face going, "Oh yeah, give it to me. I'm giving it to you with this big old strap on, and it's got one of those little balls in it that I squeeze, and it makes the fake cum come out. That's for you." My little gift to the audience. Thank you for listening to almost 200 episodes of this. That's your payment. I'm a dickhead, and I apologize. But that's what I find funny. Thursday, I'm actually teaching a class on comedy. I had a friend of mine that's a teacher. She teaches theater, and she's like, "Hey, could you come do a class, do an hour with one of my theater classes on like comedy and like what being funny?" I was like, I guess, but I'm opening with a dirty joke. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, and it has to, because I gotta, you gotta walk in with credentials. Someone to be like, "Oh, it's a theater. I thought I was teaching sex ed." It's probably for the best that I don't, because I don't think I'm doing it right. Like, my wife and I have been together for 10 years and we don't have any kids, so something's wrong. No, that's not it. That's not the joke. The joke, I wrote it different. I was like, I've been married for 10 years. We don't have any kids. So I must be doing something wrong. You laugh, but my husband's just as confused as I am. Like, basically it lays it out. It's like, so why was that funny? And there's all the thing, like it's, there's a dirty joke in it. It's self-effacing. There's a twist in it. It makes the authorities nervous, like, all that shit. It makes people laugh. Picturing James coming and seeing his mom's face in his head. Are you still there, James?
No.
I didn't think so.
I am gone. I am the
moon. And I am Nick Moore. And with that, you have been dorked.
You've been dorked. I'm James Brown.
That's James Brown. You did good, folks. You hung on.
I can't believe. Sorry,
but
people just make fun of my name all the time. Still, it's just kind of weird. It's not like they're ever going to stop, but it's just
James Brown. They make fun of you for that?
I mean, they don't make fun of me, but like I was at the tire store and they were like, I was like, "My name is James Brown," and one of the guy was not even the one that I was talking to, but he was like, "Hey, good guy," and I was like, "Okay, thanks." That's.
The world can't be full of comedic geniuses, James.
No.
What would
the world can't be full of geniuses, period.
You mean like the singer?
No, like
hey, you play basketball?
That doesn't have anything to do with my name, just the fact that I'm 6'3" and black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Same shit.
Hey, how tall are you?
I don't know. Once you get past 6 feet, you stop talking. You stop counting.
Yeah, did you play football? Luge. I was on the luge team in college. Right, Canada? No, LSU.
I was phenomenal at badminton.
That was the best. All right, I'll see you later, James.
All right, you bastard.
Later, folks.
Later.